Right now, as the conflict in Gaza continues, we share local reactions from the Jewish and Palestinian communities here in Madison.
And the coldest temperatures of the year are possible overnight. I'll have the details coming up.
And Madison bicyclists continue to bring awareness out on the streets. Hear how they plan to achieve their mission. That's all coming up at 10. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jalen Banks. Fighting in Israel is raging a day after Hamas militants from Gaza reached the border in a surprise attack. Israel has responded by firing airstrikes on Gaza and formally declaring a state of war today, setting the stage for a massive military response. Israeli officials say more than 600 people have been killed and thousands more are wounded since the attack. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken says Israel has the full support of the U.S.
President Biden's direction was to make sure that we're providing Israel everything it needs in this moment to deal with the attacks from Hamas.
The Israeli forces say more than 1,000 Hamas fighters poured into the country today. According to Israeli officials, Hamas has also captured dozens of Israelis, holding them hostage, including some Americans. Reactions are pouring in from both sides. In France, the lights on the Eiffel Tower went off this evening as a tribute to the victims killed in the attack. The mayor of the city said the tower would be illuminated in the colors of the Israeli flag tomorrow. Meanwhile, in New York, pro-Palestinian protesters marched through the streets of Manhattan today. A group called the Democratic Socialists of America hosted an all-out for Palestine rally in Times Square, calling for the end of the U.S. aid to Israel. And here in Madison, communities on both sides of the conflict held events of their own in response to the growing tension abroad. Our Brayden Ross spent the day gathering reaction from Madison's Jewish and Palestinian communities. Brayden, how are they feeling right now?
Yeah, well, of course, there are different feelings on both sides of this issue, but one thing they can all agree on, an escalation at this level was a shock to everyone.
It is something shocking for everyone.
Saturday morning, both Jews and Palestinians across Madison woke up to news of one of the biggest escalations of the conflict in Israel and Palestine in decades.
I saw a message from my nephew, and he said in Arabic, Wallah, it's like it's on fire.
Rabbi Jonathan Beich follows Israeli news daily and has seen the conflict over his entire life. But he says this time feels different.
This is not your average everyday missile attack on Israel, of which there have been many in the last 8 years. This was really a more serious incursion.
O'Day agrees.
I grew up there. It's not something that is new to us, but this is on a completely different scale. We've never seen something like this, and it's scary.
For both O'Day and Jonathan, the news brought one immediate thing to mind.
Each of us have friends and relatives who live in Israel.
My family, they live in the West Bank.
Thankfully, both of their loved ones are all safe for now, but they say it's hard not knowing what the future holds.
I do get the sense that my friends and my relatives are safe at this moment, but that's a matter of chance.
We don't know where it's going. Everyone is just, is this real or not?
Sunday night, Madison for Palestine rallied at the state capitol in support of the Palestinian side, while Rabbi Beich's temple held a vigil to support loved ones in Israel. And although they may not agree on how to get there, when asked about their hopes for the future, the core of their answer is the same.
Peace.
We'll continue to follow this conflict's impacts here in Madison as the situation develops. Keep up with the latest local response right here on News 3 Now and on channel3000.com.
Brayden, thank you. Next tonight, a brisk fall-like evening with temps in the middle 40s. Truly feeling like chillier weather is here for the long run. Let's head outside with meteorologist Jacob Montesano with your first warn forecast. Jacob, it's become pretty chilly tonight after what seemed to be a pretty pleasant day. You're out there right now. What's going on?
Well, you can definitely feel the cool temperatures, but considering that there really isn't a lot of wind, it doesn't feel too bad out here. Although, like I mentioned, these will likely be the coldest temperatures of the season. Looking at the current temperatures across Dane County, some areas have already dropped into the 30s. Madison is at 40 degrees, and much of our region is right in the lower 40s. And I expect pretty much our entire area to drop into the 30s at some point tonight. Now, looking at the high temperatures from today, much of our region were in the 50s, but off to the west, there were a few areas that did get into the lower 60s. Now, like I mentioned, the good news is that we are seeing very calm winds across southern Wisconsin. That wasn't the case Friday and Saturday, but today was definitely lighter winds, and then they were even calmer right now. Now, looking at the frost advisory that is in effect for all of southern Wisconsin, this will be in effect from 1 a.m. until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning and later tonight. We could see temperatures dropping all the way to freezing. As I mentioned, we are going to likely see temperatures in the 30s. So if you have any vegetation outside, bring it in if you can, or possibly put a blanket over it, because when temperatures get this cold, especially at this time, it's not quite ready. We're not really quite in the time that we typically see freezing temperatures. So vegetation could possibly die with temperatures this cold. So definitely take care of them if you have any. And unfortunately, this is going to continue for the next couple of days. So I'll talk more in detail about it coming up a little bit later.
All right, we'll see you then. If you enjoy your spirits, and I don't mean the ghost kind, then you might want to listen up, because we're heading to Fermentation Fest. The festival was held throughout the weekend to try and bring more people to the world of all things fermented. The process of fermentation makes some very good tasty foods and drinks, like fermented vegetables and beer, which were provided by local businesses for people to buy and try.
This event really brings those people together inside of the landscape that we all depend on. All of us have a stake in the future of agriculture and the future of land stewardship. And this event really at its core is about drawing attention to those connections and really inviting people to mingle with each other and to meet each other and to form new relationships with one another.
The festival was also about learning. There were demonstrations and classes on many topics, including how to grow your own edible mushrooms. The big event for the festival was a keynote speaker who spent a lot of time working with fermented spirits. Madison Fire Department and other Dane County fire departments celebrated the start of Fire Prevention Week today at the Capitol. The Fire Prevention Week is observed every year during the week of October 9th in commemoration of the Great Chicago Fire, which began on October 8th, 1871, and caused devastating damage. Today, fire departments around the area lined up for a parade on State Street in Capitol Square. And after the parade, fire trucks were on display for tours and getting to know area firefighters and learn how you can prevent a fire in your home.
Things that could be prevented through preventative maintenance and education. And so we like to get into the community and talk to people when there's not an emergency situation to make sure that they're being safe and they're doing everything that they can to do preventive maintenance on the front end instead of having to deal with the fire department, unfortunately, if you have a fire.
Local firefighters also warned with temps cooling down, they tend to receive more fire calls as more residents will start to use their chimney. Today at Wanakee Community High School, nonprofit Food for Kids hosted their annual meal packaging event with the goal of packaging 200,000 meals. With over 700 volunteers coming out to help, Food for Kids said they're expected to reach 4 million meals packed since 2006. These meals help fight food insecurity around Dane County, as well as overseas in Ukraine and Haiti.
It's all about community, and everybody walks away from this event feeling really good about what they've done. And I think hunger, sometimes it's a really daunting thing to take on. So they always wonder, how can I contribute? Where can I contribute? Where do I begin? Begin here. So this started about 18 years ago in Wanakee, and it's a really great initiative that we have that saturates not only here in Dane County, but abroad as well.
If you want to help Food for Kids reach their next big milestone, you can donate on their website. Ride for Your Life steers Madison in a safer direction, aiming to raise awareness for bicycle safety. And as Merrill Hubbard takes us behind the handlebars of one family that's making a difference.
Madison's first ever Ride for Your Life rally brought more than 700 people together last week to advocate for pedestrian and bicycle safety. Madison cyclists tell me the meaning behind their mission.
It was a hit and run, and so I was left on the ground bleeding.
This is a real issue. People need to be safer on our streets.
Madison cyclists are rising from their seats to push safety up to speed.
The more I can bike, the better or the faster change will come.
Alicia Boscher and her family are pressing pedal by pedal to protect cyclists after they lost one of their own a year ago.
For sure, the worst day for my family.
Alicia brought the Ride for Your Life rally to Madison for the first time to make headway in pedestrian and bicycle safety. How did it all start? Alicia's sister, Sarah Langenkamp.
I always looked up to her so much.
Sarah was an avid bike rider and foreign service officer working in Ukraine during the war against Russia. Her husband, Dan Langenkamp, served with her.
Sarah was a beautiful, smart, courageous, really strong person.
Sarah saved thousands of Ukrainian lives, but she could not save her own when a truck hit her on her commute home in Washington, D.C. She'd only been home for a couple of weeks.
So we thought we were coming back to safety in our nation's capital, of all places. We did not think that she would be in danger riding her bike down a bike lane. And
Sarah stood up to care for the people in Ukraine, and she put her family first when she decided to come home.
And that's the kind of person she was. She would do anything for these kids. So I live with that memory today.
Just as determined are the cyclists pushing for change.
I'll ride my bike until I can't, you know.
And Sarah's family moves in tandem with that mission.
This is a way to carry on her legacy by preventing future deaths of cyclists. She would absolutely stand for that.
After a court case, the driver who hit Sarah was fined in order to complete community service hours.
Meryl, thank you. Coming up next at 10, after nearly 3 decades in public office, County Executive Joe Parisi announced he will be retiring. Hear what he had to say on this week's For the Record. Plus, the latest on the search for a new House Speaker as lawmakers return to Capitol Hill tomorrow.
Fresh Timer starts the minute a tomato gets picked. That's why at Pick and Save, we shorten the time from harvest to home. So no matter how you shop, you'll have more time to enjoy your fresh produce. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
It's Ford Truck Month. Time to defeat any task in a Ford F-150 with all the capability, productivity, and technology of Ford F-Series. America's best-selling trucks 46 years straight. So get to Ford Truck Month and get into a built Ford tough truck.
Ain't nobody stopping me.
Now, lease a new Ford F-150 STX for just $399 a month for 36 months, only at your local Ford dealer.
Enjoy Buck and Honey's before, during, or after the big game. Buck and Honey's restaurants voted Best of Madison and celebrating Wisconsin hospitality in Sun Prairie, Monona, Waunakee, and new in Mount Horeb.
The next generation of streaming is here. Introducing Spectrum One Stream with internet, advanced Wi-Fi, mobile, and now TV with the all-new Xumo Stream Box. It's streaming simplified. Get Spectrum One Stream with fast and reliable internet for $49.99 a month, free advanced Wi-Fi, a free unlimited mobile line, and a free Xumo Stream Box when you add Spectrum TV. Go to spectrum.com/stream, a Spectrum store, or call 833-976-4999.
When an appliance you rely on goes kaput, you can count on family-owned Brothers Maine, Southern Wisconsin's local appliance authority since 1938. With thousands of in-stock options, we have the brands you want at the lowest prices guaranteed. Even big box can't beat our prices. Our experienced team of appliance experts will help you make the right selection, and we deliver it fast and free to your home. What you need when you need it. Shop appliances you can bring home today at our Madison and Janesville showrooms. Feel like family. Brothers Maine.
At Pick and Save, everyone wins when it comes to savings because you get the same great prices, deals, and rewards on pickup or delivery as you do in store. So no matter how you shop, everyone saves big. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
On the Jennifer Hudson Show, shoes will fly. The one and only Renee Rapp is here. I'm in love. Plus, 5-time NBA champion Derek Fisher.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Welcome back, and thank you for staying with us. After 27 years in public office, including 12 as Dane County Executive, Joe Parisi is set to retire this May. Parisi joined our Will Keneally on this week's For the Record to discuss his decision to step down and to look back at his nearly 3 decades of work.
You know, I've reached a point in my career where, you know, I'm blessed, really. I've realized I've pretty much done everything I wanted to do, especially in this Office of County Executive. It's just been such a great journey. But, you know, I'm at that point where I've accomplished the things I set out to accomplish.
When asked about who would take his spot come May, Parisi's noted that he didn't know exactly who would fill the role, but believes there will be several candidates who will throw their hat in the ring. Following last week's historic ouster of now Congressman Kevin McCarthy, led by members of his own party, there's no indication Republicans are any closer to finding common ground on who will lead the lower chamber. Skylar Henry shares the latest from Capitol Hill.
A somewhat paralyzed Congress is under scrutiny, with no permanent House Speaker and a growing list of both domestic and international crises unfolding.
It wasn't my idea to oust the Speaker. I thought it was dangerous. You know, I look at the world and all the threats that are out there, and what kind of message are we sending to our adversaries when we can't govern?
A Speaker vacancy means the House can't do its work, including proposed measures to send emergency funding to aid in Israel's fight against Hamas militants. Lawmakers returned to the Hill, with a Speaker vote expected this week. Over the weekend, endorsements rolled in for the two Republicans looking to earn the speakership: Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan and House Majority Leader Steve Scalise of Louisiana.
Well, it's my hope that our Republican colleagues get their act together, can settle on a speaker who can receive 217 votes, and that we can move forward to get the business of the American people done.
And time is running out. So is funding to aid Ukraine in the war against Russia. Hardline conservatives say additional support is a non-starter, and they want a House Speaker that will continue the push for deeper cuts in long-term spending bills. New CBS News polling shows the American public wants the new Republican Speaker to prioritize federal spending cuts, but also work across the aisle with Democrats and stand up against the MAGA movement. Also on the horizon, Congress now has 39 days to find some common ground on finding a long-term spending solution. Failure to do so could lead to a possible government shutdown. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Parts of West Maui reopened today to tourists, but the phased reopening is stirring some controversy. The Maui County City Council unanimously passed a resolution last Friday urging Governor Josh Green to delay the opening. Council members echoed the sentiment of many residents who say they still need time to heal and rebuild after devastating wildfires swept through their communities last August. While some areas of West Maui will once again welcome tourists, the state's Visitors and Convention Bureau says the return of vacationers will happen in stages. And let's get a look at your first warn forecast with Jacob Montesano.
Thanks, Jalen. Here are the three things that you need to know to get you ready for the work week. We are going to see some pretty chilly temperatures during the overnight hours, with a lot of our area dropping into the 30s, possibly our entire area, and there are frost advisories because of that. And in general, temperatures are going to remain cool for the foreseeable future, remaining below average, and we also have that chance of some possible rain Thursday and Friday, and the rain could also be heavy. Now, looking at the frost advisory tonight, it is in effect for our entire area from 1 a.m. until 9 a.m. Again, temperatures will likely drop into the 30s for our entire area. Parts of our area could drop into around freezing, which is 32 degrees. So it's going to be a pretty chilly night across southern Wisconsin, below average, probably one of the coolest nights that we've seen so far this season. Now, highs tomorrow are going to be very similar to the high temperatures we saw today, and really the highs we've seen the last couple of days, with middle 50s for much of the region. Some areas will see a few more clouds than others, but in general, it's going to be much of the same tomorrow. As we look at future track, this is fast forwarding a bit towards late Wednesday and early Thursday. We'll see the system move into southern Wisconsin and initially bring some showers, but later Thursday we could see a few storms roll through the area. And then Friday we have another round of rain possibly moving through, and this round of rain could also bring some storms. Now, from both Thursday and Friday, we are expected to see a good amount of rainfall, because we could see moderate to possibly heavy rain for several hours. And although we're going to mostly see showers, some of the showers could eventually produce some pretty heavy rain. It's going to be a little too cold to have a lot of thunderstorms, especially a lot of severe weather, but some storms are possible. Now, the system will also kind of linger across the Great Lakes region and bring more rain across southern Wisconsin for Saturday and possibly even Sunday as well. So looking at total precipitation totals, it is going to possibly be over 2 inches for a lot of our region. Now, these numbers are still subject to change, but a good amount of rain is definitely in the realm of possibility. So looking at the rain chances this week, pretty dry for Monday and Tuesday, but then as we get to Wednesday night, we're going to see the rain chances increase. And Thursday and Friday during the daytime will be the best chance of rain. Friday especially, we will likely see widespread rain. So if you have any outdoor plans either of those days, just be prepared. It may be a washout. So temperatures aren't going to be impacted too much by the rain. We'll continue to see highs in the 50s. The good news is that outside of tomorrow, along with Tuesday and Wednesday mornings, we probably will see low temperatures a little bit milder, maybe not worrying too much about frost advisories, but we are going to continue to see those low temperatures in the 30s for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday mornings, with lows in the 40s for the rest of the 10-day forecast. And beyond Thursday and Friday, we are looking dry, but with the amount of rain we're going to see Thursday and Friday, that will be plenty for a couple of weeks. If we do indeed get that much rain, you know, that's still a little bit of a subject to change, but be prepared for the rain nonetheless. It is going to rain likely Thursday and Friday, with temperatures over the weekend not really changing all that much. Pretty similar to last weekend. So at this point, you know, we'll have to get used to these temperatures. Right. And it's only going to get worse from here, but at least for the next 10 days, it'll be very consistent temperature-wise.
I wouldn't say worse. You know, we're pretty much in spooky season. We're going to have Halloween to Thanksgiving, and then it's the most wonderful time of the year.
Exactly.
So depending on how you view the temps.
I feel like people are more angry about the cold when it comes to January and February, because I feel like a lot of people like it being cold and possibly snowy during the Christmas time. I know a lot of people are just like, I wish it just stopped being cold after Christmas, but you have to remember that's like the start of the winter almost.
I would say that I'm with you, but speaking of snow and ice, still to come, Wisconsin's men's hockey team is back on the ice. And stick around to see what Wisco's one-man show was doing today. That's next in Sports with Andrew.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
What did you get?
A 94.
That's good. AAA Auto Insurance scored a 94 on member satisfaction.
What? AAA Auto Insurance?
Uh-huh. Shh. You can't shush the truth, people. You can't shush the truth.
AAA Auto Insurance. Expect something more.
Have you ever been challenged, been tried, made a pact with your own limits? Have you been here, there, places no one should go? If you have, then you know that whatever you're capable of, so are we. No wonder Ford SUVs lead in brand loyalty. Choose FlexBuy on a new 2024 Ford Edge and get 1.9% APR financing for 66 months, plus $1,000 FlexBuy cash and $1,000 low APR cash.
Announcing the winners of Madison Magazine's Best of Madison Readers Poll for 2023. Congratulations to Gloria's Mexican Restaurant and Tequila Bar for winning gold for Best Mexican Southwestern. See all the winners on MadisonMagazine.com.
Thank you for making Forward Theater Company the best of Madison. Forward produces funny, heartwarming, and thought-provoking plays fresh from Broadway, featuring exceptional local artists, located downtown at Overture Center. Tickets at forwardtheater.com.
This is you. And you are why we do what we do. Each and every one of you are wonderful, amazing people. So we'll treat you that way on your journey of trusted care. Because the way you feel matters. Unity Point Health Meritor, a partner of UW Health. Know how much you matter to this world.
Daddy teaches you can be anything in this world that you want to be, right? Don't Daddy teach you that?
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if you're black or white or any color.
See, this is how children think right here. Critical race theory wants to end that.
You can make friends.
Yeah, you can make friends, no matter what color they are. So we need to stop CRT.
The truth wins if we're all brave enough to tell it.
With Chevy Silverado and Silverado HD, you can take on the mountains
or you can move them. With the power of up to 36,000 pounds of max available towing and the confidence of an available 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen. Whatever your mountain, there's a Silverado for you. Get 0% financing, plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups. Plus, get $1,000 cash allowance on this Silverado. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
What did you get?
A 94.
That's good. AAA Auto Insurance scored a 94 on member satisfaction.
What? AAA auto insurance.
Uh-huh. You can't shush the truth, people. You can't shush the truth.
AAA Auto Insurance. Expect something more.
Last night in his Wisconsin debut, the Badgers' new head hockey coach, Mike Hastings, delivered a win over Augustana. Even better, it was the newcomer's 300th career collegiate win. And that wisdom and experience is paying dividends for Bucky, but this one was the Owen Lindmark show. First period, game scoreless. Lindmark feeds to Carson Bantle for the one-timer, and it's a goal. The Badgers get on the board early, and then in the second period, plenty of chances here. Poke it towards the net. It doesn't go, but there's Owen Lindmark, wraparound goal, and he gets it to go. First the assist, then the goal. Take another look at that. And then Wisconsin, as they take the 2-0 lead into the third, Augustana with an empty net. Final minutes of the game, and just for good measure, another goal for Lindmark. He had 4 goals all of last season, and he had 2 tonight. Wisconsin wins it 3-0, and they sweep Augustana. Sure, they may want a few plays back, but as Luke Fickell said, Wisconsin's 24-13 win over Rutgers yesterday was a true team win in all phases. This was Wisconsin's first game after sadly losing running back Ches Malusi for the season, but Jackson Akers stepped up. The Verona native, who spent last year as a fullback, was dynamic at running back yesterday. His 65 rushing yards not only changed the game for Bucky, they doubled his career total. The redshirt sophomore had a great game, and while Luke Fickell wasn't surprised, Akers is enjoying the ride playing in front of his hometown.
I think all of us had a lot of confidence in his ability to not just, be a backup guy or be a sub guy, but to be a guy that could go in there and carry the load. He's done nothing but continue to grow and impress us.
It's awesome. I love it. Wouldn't trade it for anything. Yeah, like you kind of mentioned, here where I grew up, a lot of people are able to see me play, and a lot of people coming to watch. I love it.
Through 4 games, it's hard to know how to feel about the 2-2 Packers. But remember, they are the NFL's youngest team, and they need time to grow. But luckily, the Pack are in a stretch right now where tomorrow's matchup against the Raiders will be their only game in a 23-day stretch. So how are the Pack taking advantage of this window for growth? Well, for Matt LaFleur, he says it's all about concocting consistency, something he's seen from his offense this week.
Anytime you have some youth, I think you're going to have some ups and downs, and we definitely have to perform more consistently, no matter who's in the lineup. I think it's growing. It seems like, I feel like we've had one of our better weeks of practice. You could really see within the passing game, and hopefully that goes and translates on Monday night.
Yeah, weird stretch for the Packers. Played Thursday last week, Monday this week, a bye week coming up after this. So really an odd stretch, but a good opportunity to get over 500.
Especially with such a grueling season the NFL can be, having one game in 23 days can be well needed as you get into the core of the season.
I think that's a lucky deal, huh?
Absolutely.
They'll take it.
Well, that's it for sports. We're back with more after this.
Your first place. How do you get to the top? Just keep on climbing. Yours, Tacoma.
Right now, get 3.99% APR for 48 months on a new 2023 Tacoma. Toyota. Let's go places.
Army National Guard soldiers have the option to train and learn skills in the trade fields, skills that can lead to employment at home as well. Find out how you can learn a trade and serve part-time for your community and country by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Meet Gold Bond Daily Healing, a powerhouse lotion that moisturizes, heals, and smooths dry skin with 7 moisturizers and 3 vitamins. And new Gold Bond Healing Sensitive, clinically shown to heal and moisturize dry, sensitive skin. Gold Bond.
If you were cash back and you could earn on everything with just one card, Chase Freedom Unlimited. So if you're off the racking or crab cracking, you're cash backing. Cash back on flapjacks, baby backs, or tacos at the Taco Shack.
Nah, I'm working on my 6-pack.
Switch to a King Suite.
Or book a silent retreat.
Silent retreat? Oh, hold up. Yeah, I can't talk right now. I'm at a silent retreat. Cash back on everything you buy with Chase Freedom Unlimited with no annual fee. How do you cash back? Chase, make more of what's yours.
Once you pick up an Arby's cheesesteak, it's gonna be tough to set that thing back down. Hey, put it back. The commercial is not over. Arby's, we have the meats.
In the future, everything will be powered by renewable energy. But it's not as easy as flipping a switch. It's a long road, requiring decades of time and trillions of dollars. But what if there was a better direction on the path to zero carbon emissions? An energy source that's available right now, that's affordable, plentiful, and environmentally friendly. There is, and it's propane. Get the facts at propane.com/now.
Hy-Vee Fuel Saver is now Hy-Vee Perks. Hy-Vee Perks members get members-only prices on hundreds of products store-wide every day. Get your free Hy-Vee Perks membership and start saving today. Bananas, H Perks price 39 cents a pound. Hy-Vee Butter, H Perks price $2.98. And Tide Liquid Laundry Detergent, H Perks price $9.97. Make the switch or sign up today. It's free and easy.
Get ready for an improved news experience. The all-new Channel 3000 News app is here, tailored for your news the way you want it, with a customizable homepage and faster page loads. Download the Channel 3000 News app, powered by News 3 Now.
Dear first place, how do you get to the top? Just keep on climbing. Yours, Tacoma.
Right now, get 3.99% APR for 48 months on a new 2023 Tacoma. Toyota. Let's go places.
Solving the child care crisis, Thursday at 10.
All right, Jacob, seems as if fall is here. What more can they expect at home?
Well, we're going to continue to see these fall-like temperatures for the foreseeable future. The next couple of mornings, though, we could see lows in the 30s. And then for Thursday and Friday, we do have that chance of rain. I wouldn't even call it a chance. I would say rain is definitely going to happen those days, and it could be heavy, especially on Friday. Over the weekend, we will be dry, possibly some showers, though, Saturday, maybe even lingering to Sunday. High temperatures will be the same into the following work week, and we're going to continue to see 50s. So enjoy the fall-like weather.
Quick prediction on tomorrow's game. Do they get the W?
Packers win at 31-24.
All right, sounds good. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you for making it a great evening.